Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game HawK versus TGW, this game taking place here on Tide Hunters. HawK has spawned as the blue human player on the top left hand side of the map, meanwhile TGW spawning as the yellow orc. Orc versus human in this 1v1 matchup. Well, a lot of green creep camps, a lot of ways to easily level up, and we are interested to see what type of strategies will be implemented in this game here. Looks like it could be a Farseer or Blade Master coming out of the Orc. Mainly the two primary heroes. We do see the War Mill, so it looks like it will be Farseer followed by one Grunt and then some Headhunters. Meanwhile, off to the north, HawK is opening things up with that Archmage, getting in some Water Elementals as well, and then should be moving on his merry way. Let's see how things will be unfolding here. As well, HawK does do a complete wall in to try and protect himself from Blade Master and hero harassment. Spirit Wolves, however, are able to be summoned across on the other side, and I think a Grunt or two can try and slip in through some of these larger cracks down to the south. Now, I'm still trying to figure out what's happening with the overlay. For all of you guys out there who loved the overlay, so did I. Not quite sure what I can do to try and get it fixed, as well. WarCraft 3 is still relevant this day and age, but I believe the big talk for everyone is going to be Stormgate. Stormgate has recruited a number of StarCraft 2 and WarCraft 3 personalities and gotten their insights on what makes a good real-time strategy game. I believe one of the things that they had said was that there's actually a bit of creeping here, and another thing that they noted in Stormgate was that you could one of the things I want to make sure is that there is actually skill and micro in the game, and it's not just going to turn into these giant death ball matchups, and that has really been a big detractor. Oh, beautiful level 2 by the Farseer, finding a low hit point Water Elemental Archmage, not getting in the attack on time, and now the Farseer getting that bonus bit of experience already, and now picks up that Gauntlet of Ogre Strength +3. Gifted a bit of experience there, and we'll see what this Farseer is able to do with that bonus experience. Off to the north, we are looking at HawK attempting to go for a fast expansion attempt, as the Farseer is still doing a little bit of a dance around. Back off to the south here, what are we looking at? Spirit Wolves going to constantly get resummoned. Farseer now transitioning back, making a play over here as the Headhunter, and Grunts now, still just trying to punish HawK for this fast expansion attempt. HawK, you can take a look inside his base, doesn't have that many workers, while TGW is taking the tier 2. It may be interesting if Stormgate has StarCraft 2 features, but you can only control 11 units at a time. Yeah, that would be interesting. Micro, they also said that they wanted to make it easy to control for some other players as well. I believe there was a video showing that he wants to try and the lead designer wants to make it so that players aren't overwhelmed. But here's the thing: if you make it too easy, there's conversations on what becomes too easy. And then suddenly everyone is able to perform these very, very difficult moves. And if there isn't a high skill threshold, then the game just becomes a bit boring at the other end. So all of those things are things to consider. Farseer is going to pick up Slippers of Agility and heading back, and then perhaps trying to use some of those healing salves. Does have Headhunters. I believe there was a Grunt. Yeah, low hit point Grunt was able to go ahead and retreat all the way back here as well. Farseer picking up some healing salves, going to use that Clarity Potion, heal up as much as possible, waiting for that Grunt to join in. That Grunt going to be coming back across, going to get healed up as well, and perhaps will be just staying back home, as the Headhunters are still putting in a little bit of pressure, actually accidentally getting an ensnare in as the Archmage gets in an easy kill. Coming back through, Footman now going after the Murloc Huntsman, the Nightcrawler, all of these units again. We're going to see a little bit of poking heading on here. Footman now finding another ensnared, and it looks like the Murloc Huntsmen just have something against these headhunters. Maybe something done in a past life, getting those ensnares on those headhunters, thereby preventing any sort of escape, as HawK gets level 3 very easily off of with the help from the computer. Coming back through headhunters, these two headhunters really should not be trying to test the waters there, as the Archmage does look to back up. All right, Arcane Vault is going to be completed at the Expo. Main base is now teching the tier 2. We are adding in a lumber mill as well, as we should be looking into some sort of tech advantage by TGW. Second hero is already out in play. We are going for a Tauren Totem and also going in for a Stronghold. Spirit Walkers would be my initial guess, but trying to have headhunters in the front line with Tauren in the back has always been, I think how the original game designers wanted Orc to work. And with 7 supply, you have a very powerful front line and a very high damage dealing glass cannon type of back line, but that doesn't always seem to work out that way. Farseer losing quite a bit of mana, down to 79 here. Arcane Tower could switch targets here, as damage is starting to rack up across all of those units. Bunch of low hit point footmen. Chain Lightning on from the Farseer could be a big deal, as the Tauren Chieftain uses a shockwave and is able to, dish out a little bit of damage as well. Footman getting cleaned up here. Meanwhile, Headhunters trying to poke across the other side. Are we going to see some more damage get racked up here, as the Farseer still looking to do a little bit of blows. Militia now trying to chase after all of these units, as the Tauren Chieftain trying to go after the Archmage as well. Archmage, the only one that can use those items, wants to heal up a lot of the footmen that are back at home. Where are they? They're back across on the side here. They need to get healed back up and get back into this game, and then not give any additional experience to the Tauren Chieftain nor that Farseer. Farseer has, I believe, summoned up a new round of Spirit Wolves to try and rack up a little bit of damage. There's some more heals there as well, as the units may, try and back up here. Little bit of heals. We are going into Spirit Walkers with Adept training. They should be able to, dispel quite a bit of magic. Clarity Potion on the Tauren Chieftain, as the Farseer, we're going to try and engage here. This might be a little bit of a difficult creep camp, especially with the Archmage now coming in from the side from HawK. All right, Archmage from the side from HawK, going to try and pick apart some of TGW's units as he's creeping, and it looks like one Headhunter will barely escape with his life. Another Headhunter not getting the memo that he needs all of his hit points before really trying to engage, as that Headhunter looks like he could get taken down. Yes, he will get taken down by the fireball of that Archmage. Coming back through, TGW not getting info or sight on HawK's following movements, and that will be it. Tauren Chieftain coming back around. Spirit Link, gonna go ahead and share some of that damage across all of those headhunters, as we are looking at footmen while trying to dive on into a dangerous spot here. Farseer has a decent amount of hit points, can dish out quite a bit of damage as well. That HawK, this footman of HawK will easily get cleaned up once more. Tauren Chieftain, however, still only sitting at level 1, and without that level 2 endurance aura, not going to be able to move as quickly as he originally as he wants. Spirit Walker going to get healed up back at home. Low hit point Grunt trying to retreat back there. There's a shockwave finding some units. Farseer, can he get a Chain Lightning down? That is the question there, as we are looking at a little bit of damage. Chain Lightning going down onto a single unit, just hitting a single target. Chain Lightning across any of those. Yes, will finally hit those two. Could have tried to hit the Water Elemental first and let it bounce around a little bit. I'm not quite sure how many bounces that level 1 Chain Lightning does, but, wanted to ensure that that kill was in fact ensured, making sure to get those low hit point footmen. All right, 2 footmen taken down. Tauren Chieftain will get to level 2 off of the remainder of this creep camp here, as we see the upgrade to Berserkers has been completed. Spirit Walk or Expo now being placed down as well, as we're going to be looking at HawK now with triple Arcane Towers at the Expo, and going into perhaps, yes, Priests and Riflemen here at the main base. There is a definitive advantage in overall gold mine. You can take a look, 8,600 compared to 11,400. almost a 3,000 gold difference. That gold mine operating for nearly 5 minutes. And well, that is turning into a larger, that should turn into a larger army soon enough. 51 supply compared to 45. Also remember that, well, the Orc army has spent more money on tech to get to tier 3 as well. So that army difference is just going to continue to, well, it's not going to continue to grow any longer now that TGW has that expo up. Tauren Chieftain with some decent items, making a move across the map. Farseer sitting at level 3, nearly level 4 for that level 2 Chain Lightning. Tauren Chieftain now pushing across, does have level 2 Shockwave, I believe, with level 1 Endurance Aura. That Shockwave could, and that Chain Wave strategy could really, well, allow the Headhunters to begin picking off units when the time is ripe. Coming back around, we are going into a Shadow Hunter as the third and final hero with an actual Tauren being trained up here. Is Orc gonna go break into low upkeep? Yes, he is. 55 over 62. Here we are. Here we go. In comes the engagement now, as well, we could be going into a battle here. There's a Shockwave across the majority of those backline units. Berserkers could be trying to rack up a little bit of damage. Farseer gonna get in some damage here. There's some Headhunters hitting up onto the high ground as the Mountain King gets up to level 2 as well. There goes a big Shockwave there. Farseer, well, taking down a number of those weaker backline units, and this was a tactical attack here, trying to take out as many units as possible and then getting out. 53 supply compared to 60. TGW on the winning end there, but does now need to heal up significantly. All right, Farseer going to squeeze back on through here. Shadow Hunter, not quite sure what his ability is as of yet. Is it going to be Healing Wave? That is the question. Also, some low hit point Berserkers really need some healing salves as well. Not quite sure why they're not getting healed so far, as they are important parts of this powerful Orc army. All right, one Tauren, one Spirit Walker, a load of Berserkers, Spirit Link cast across multiple units, and still sitting at 60 over 62 supply. All right, we could go into a potential creep jack scenario here. Both sides are relatively close to each other, as the Gargantuan Sea Turtle could end up getting taken down really quickly. Remember, the Berserkers, while they are and will have that Berserker Rage, attack significantly faster, but also take more damage. Well, it only counts to take more damage if they're being targeted, and the creeps did not target them. With two Taurens with Pulverize in that frontline spot, things could go sideways very quickly, trying to get up onto that high ground. Shadow Hunter here. There's a Thunderclap there. A little bit of damage. Healing Wave still bouncing around. Tauren Chieftain wants to get a Shockwave all across on that back line. Is the Farseer going to be able to stop that healing ward, as the Tauren going to end up getting taken down. One Tauren shot down by the Rifleman and those Sorceresses. Archmage retrained to Blizzard. And now with a Blizzard available, that AoE damage that the Berserkers were trying to avoid so much damage, suddenly finding themselves within Blizzard range constantly if they're trying to throw those spears and hit that back line. Things are looking good for HawK. It does not look like, well, TGW has a way to stop that channeled Blizzard without a Bestiary and Ensnare, and without a way to stop the heroes. The heroes can just really Blizzard can really run rampant and just, well, shut down this here. There's a Shockwave there. There's the Blizzard across the backline. There's a Chain Lightning trying to find all of those Sorceresses and Priests in the back. There's another Thunderclap there, but beautiful play by HawK. TGW making a strong case in the mid game, but really HawK pivoting so quickly to that Blizzard, recognizing that without the Bestiary, he's pretty much going to go unchallenged, and it takes the game. All right, let me know what you guys thought about my analysis this game in the comments below. It seemed close up until that final fight that transitioned to Blizzard, and well, the Taurens just not being able to absorb that damage in that frontline position.